I think mostly it's just about knowing this is your land and just knowing that you're a part of it and that you're the future. You can change it.
Lancaster County is filled with farms. We have the best farmland in the country. But still, in our Lancaster city, there's people who don't have access to food all the time. People who still wonder where their next meal is coming from. And that to me is unacceptable. My name is Hawa, Lassanah, and I am the founder and managing director of Discerning Eye Community Agriculture. Discerning Eye Community Agriculture is a hybrid conglomerate where we use our for-profit brand as an umbrella to house DECA City Farms, DECA City Provisions, and Backyard Farming Cooperative. With Backyard Farming Cooperative, our idea is to have neighbors come together, learn how to grow food on their own properties, as well as collectively in our community gardens. There were so many challenges that I had no idea about. One of them is the deer, the other are the groundhogs. There's so much to learn about how to grow food in nature as opposed to a big agro farm that has all the chemicals. We're not using any of that, so we had to learn a whole new way of doing things.
So Blackbirds is this club that I started with my older daughter, who's now 12. We were looking for a Girl Scout or Brownies troop, and we couldn't find one. So I just decided to start our own club. My name is Zeshan Ismat. I'm a geology professor, and I'm also founder of Blackbirds Environmental Justice. We clean up parks, we collect food for shelters, we shovel neighbors' sidewalks, and we do a lot of Mod Podge and glitter. I started this because I wanted kids to know that they can change the future in a positive way. But then through encouragement through a lot of my friends, they've asked to expand this to include adults, so now all ages are part of it. And we've expanded our mission where we focus on food, water, energy, and waste equity. When I was doing fieldwork in Nepal, before my oldest daughter was born, I came upon this village that was not doing very well. And then just over the next ridge, people were doing very well. And the only difference was they had these digesters. And these digesters provided fuel, energy, even lighting. So I thought, I can't do fieldwork here anymore without giving back to people living there. So basically, it's just compost. You put in a barrel, and you capture the methane. Methane is the same thing as natural gas. We use it for cooking. So if it's being produced naturally, why don't we capture it? And so the digesters we're building are something that are cheap, accessible, and anyone can put together in like 20 minutes.
I think the thing that makes Mussertown special is the people. Lots of people speak different languages, so you get to hear this variety. Like, it makes me think of the forest, right? It's a healthy forest, a healthy ecosystem has variety. I'm Shauna, and I serve as the community liaison for A Garden in the Light. So the Garden in the Light serves our neighborhood primarily. They wanted to find a way to really secure like sense of place and ownership of the place to refugee and immigrant families and make those connections between the neighbors and the land. A lot of folks who are like immigrants or refugees who have come here from a space where they like had a garden at home because they're coming from cultures where like that's more of a normal thing to do. A lot of people have had conversations with me about like, I used to be so connected to my sense of place and space and my food, and now I'm here in the United States and I feel disconnected from that now.
I became passionate about growing food after a lot of self-inquiry, actually. What I saw was myself as a child and some of the issues that we ran into growing up in a single-family household. Food and food accessibility was a problem for us. I never knew it. We always had as much as we needed, but what I didn't know is how much my mom struggled. We were able to create a pay-what-you-can market using a donation-based model, creating access for anyone that came through, whether they had $2 to pay for an eggplant or $20 to give back to their community. When I would see a family come in and their eyes widen because they'd never seen anything like this before, I realized that one of the best ways to make an effect in the world is to work in the realm of your own story.
When I have conversations with people, it's about wanting to have the connection again, and that the garden provides that. That's where the magic of this neighborhood happens, and why it's so cool that the garden can be a place where that magic can grow. It makes me think of like the mycelium underneath all of the stuff in the forest that's connected to everything, and how like everything's speaking to each other through these connections, this web. When I sit on my porch and I see that happening. This ownership that people have, that it's like, this is my neighborhood and these are my people.
My family's from Pakistan. And I know a few times when I visited Pakistan, my aunt needed fuel and she had to ask her husband or her son to get it, but they're too busy. Women are often on the bottom of the ladder. But if she could get the fuel herself, how empowering would that be? And I just thought, what an amazing way to put all of this together.
I am out there and sweaty and dirty. There is a knowing in my being that I am exactly where I'm supposed to be.
I want them to know that they have every right to do whatever they want. If you are passionate about something and it really is true to your heart, people feel it and it's contagious.
Creating food access for others has become my passion so that nobody else has to experience the hardships that we did growing up.